Hey guys, it's Bookish Vegan here on Italia, and today I'm going to be doing a book review of Warrior of the Wild by Tricia Levenseller. So I did read this on the 30th of March during my 24-hour reading vlog that I filmed for Readathon by Zoe, which I'll leave a link to down below. But yeah, this book ended up being released on like the 27th or the 28th of February, sometime in the late February, and I'm finally getting around to doing a book review for it. Of course, you probably all knew I would do a book review on it because I do love Vikings and I kind of want to give you good Viking recommendations. So ultimately I did give this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is an amazing standalone fantasy that is YA, so young adult, that is Viking inspired or has Viking inspired similarities to it. However, as there were no shield maidens or it was rare for women to become female warriors, I did ultimately have to deduct half a star because I'm so used to whenever I hear like there's Viking similarities or it's Viking inspired, like I'm so used to seeing female warriors because those are called shield maidens in Viking culture, and it was just disappointing that Rhaenyra, our main protagonist, had to deal with all that stigma because she was the only female warrior, or she was the only girl that wanted to become a female warrior in her village slash clan. And yeah, I'm just gonna read you the description of the book because I feel like it's really good and short and sweet and to the point. So it says, how do you kill a god? As her father's chosen heir, 18-year-old Rhaenyra has trained her whole life to become a warrior and lead her village. But when her coming of age trial is sabotaged and she fails the test, her father banishes her to the monster-filled wilderness with an impossible quest. To win back her honor, she must kill the oppressive god who claims tribute from the villagers each year or die trying. So as you can see, it's all about our protagonist Rhaenyra because she failed her trial to become a warrior. She gets banished, and whenever people are banished when they don't complete a trial, they have to go into the wild and live there because they're ultimately given really impossible tasks in order to redeem their honor. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book so much. It was such a fast-paced, wonderful standalone fantasy that I knew everything would be nicely wrapped up in one book. It is quite a short book, so no wonder it took me less than a day to read. So yeah, apart from the shield maidens or the female aspect that I had a problem with, this book is fantastic. I would have given it 5 stars had it not been for that one little thing that irked me. I'm just very picky recently with my fantasy YAs, but yeah, definitely give this book a go if it sounds like something you would enjoy. So yeah, it's very fast-paced, action-packed. I feel like you're never bored because there's always something happening, and it's full of wonderful characters. There are so many that I could name that are my favorites, like Rhaenyra, our main protagonist, Soren, I love him, Irenia and Eric. They are like two of the best friends that I've ever read about. So Irenia is Rhaenyra's older sister and they have a really close friendship. They're almost like best friends. I would call them best friends. And Eric and Soren are best friends. It was so good. So yeah, the plot was enticing, and I also really loved and connected with Tricia Levenseller's writing. I thought it was descriptive but not overly descriptive where you got bored, which I found to be a problem with some of the books where people absolutely love the writing of the book. You probably know what book I'm talking about, but yeah, I just really connected with Tricia Levenseller's writing. I thought her descriptions were wonderful. The setting is one of my favorite settings to read about. I love reading about nature and the wild, and this book is predominantly based in the wild. It was great, and it makes it really easy to picture the world in your head, which is a plus for me because I need to visualize everything to the last detail. There is also some representation of the LGBT community because there is a gay character, well, 2 gay characters that are in a relationship. That was like so heartwarming to read about. I just love like representation a lot. I still recommend it to fans of Skyna Deep by Adrienne Young, which is my all-time favorite book of 2018 because it still gives off those Viking vibes because it's set in a brutal yet simple, very nature-filled world where people just like their goal in life is to survive and also to find out who they really are. So I just really loved it. It still gave me the the vibes I got from this book, so that's a plus. So as I really connected with Tricia Levensella's writing, I will be definitely picking up her other works. I know one is going to be released in 2020, and then she also has 2 books that she's previously released that I believe are a duology, so I'm definitely going to be picking them up. I also absolutely loved the romance in this book. I read somewhere that Tricia Levensella loves writing books with great romances, and I have heard that in her previous books they are pretty good, but I absolutely loved this one. I'm not going to say who it is between, but I guess you guys can guess. So yeah, I just loved that romance so much because it was kind of like a slow burn, but in the end so like satisfying to read about. It was just great. I loved it so much. And also, once I finished reading this book, I was so tempted to reread it because I really want to annotate it. When I first read Sky in the Deep, I highlighted and put sticky tabs in it, but for this one I only put sticky tabs in. So don't be surprised if you see this on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads, because I am tempted to reread it soon, maybe in the summertime. It is such a short book that I will definitely fly through again, and there will probably be more sticky tabs than this, even though there are already many in this book. So there is one of my favorite quotes of all time that I found in a book, and I will read you it, even though it is kind of like female empowerment, which as I said, I had a problem with like female oppression at the beginning of the book. It's just, Sovereign is a sweetheart. I love him so much. So it is on page 225. It's not a spoiler, but he said, "A man who finds his masculinity threatened by a powerful woman is no man at all," he says. "You want someone who lifts you up, not tries to bring you down." He is just out of this world, one of my all-time favorite boys I've read about, like romance interest. So it is a very high 4.5 star rated book, very close to 5 stars, but again, just the beginning, I feel like it was like less than 100 pages when she was in the village. I just had a problem with, but apart from that, a very good book. Like, I'm so sad I can't put it on my favorite shelf, because whenever I look at it, I'm tempted to give it just 5 stars and put it on my favorite shelf, but I'm just so picky recently. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that is it for my review of Warrior of the Wild by Tricia Levenseller. Definitely read this if you want a standalone fantasy, or you are a fan of Sky in the Deep and can't wait for The Girl the Sea Gave Back. Is that what the companion novel to this book is called? I'll put it on the screen so you'll know. And yeah, you can't wait for that release, which is in like September time. Definitely give this one a go, as it will give you those satisfying feelings that Vikings give you. The TV show, any book you read about Vikings, a great book for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this short, to the point book review of Warrior of the Wild by Tricia Levenseller. Tell me in the comments below if you've read it, what you thought of it, as I would love to know, or if you plan on picking it up now that you've seen this review. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new, as I post bookish videos and lifestyle videos frequently. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!